Monsoon rains fell on the track of the Zhuhai International Circuit, but this did not stop the crowd from watching Round 5 of the 2006 Asian Formula 3 Series. In pole position is Filipino Dado Peña of Team Goddard. Second is Filipino Tyson C of Speedtech Asia. Third is Irish Ali Jackson of Aaron Racing. Fourth is British James Winslow of JA Motorsports. Seventh overall and leading the promotions class is Indonesian Satrio Hermanto of AsianF3 R&W Team Indonesia. Eighth overall and second in the promotions is Macanese Lu Meng Chong of Team Goddard. And 12th overall and third in the promotions is Filipino Gabby de la Merced of Speedtech Asia. The rains poured heavily before the start of Round 5, and this forced officials to delay the race for a while until the weather improved due to driver safety. The rains did ease up and the drivers were ready for the start of Round 5. The lights went out and everyone made a good start, with Battistini squeezing in past Winslow and Soprapto. On board Ali Jackson, and Battistini charged his way past Jackson and by the first turn took the lead from C and Peña. Jackson was in fourth and James Winslow was behind the young Irishman in fifth. Peña was now building a slight gap between him and Jackson. At the top, it was Battistini first with a gap back to C in second. Hounding C in third was Peña, Jackson fourth, and Winslow fifth. Leading the promotions class was Lu Meng Chong of Macau. Promotions class runner Satrio Hermanto slid off the track and was out of the race. Filipino Pepon Marave also spun off the track but did not stall and was back in the race. At mid-pack, Bagos Hermanto made a move to charge in the inside of fellow Indonesian Moreno Soprapto. This forced Soprapto on the grass slightly but recovered his position. This also allowed Lu Meng Chong to take advantage over Hermanto. At the front, it was still Battistini in the lead, and a three-way battle for second was happening among C, Peña, and Jackson. Into the straightaway, and Jackson was now pushing hard, attempting to catch up with Peña in third position. Entering the first corner, and Peña drove a bit wide, and this allowed Jackson to grab the inside of Peña and seize third place. Jackson now had his sights for Tyson C and was right behind his gearbox. Into the next turn, and Jackson again took advantage of the inside of C. C kept fighting for position, but Jackson eventually grabbed second place from the young Filipino. It looked like Indonesia's Bagos Hermanto ended his race as well, with his car stalled on the gravel trap. Jackson this time was now chasing leader Battistini and closing the gap between them. At the next corner, Jackson charged the inside once again with Battistini driving wide. This propelled Jackson to first place, a great run to the top for the young Irishman. After several laps, and Tyson C now closed the gap between him and Battistini, hounding him from behind as they passed Winslow and Hermoso, who both went off track. In the promotions class, it was Lu Meng Chong of Macau in first place, while Filipino Gabby de la Merced suffered with clutch problems and the car could not be moved any further at the straightaway. The yellow flag was also seen waved out of the first corner. Gabby soon got off the car to avoid any untoward incident. Battistini was still leading C coming into the last turn, with C trying to make a move past the young Brit. Into the straightaway, and C peeked to the right of Battistini, unaware of the stalled car in front of him. C smashed into the left rear wheel of de la Merced's car and spun wildly, hitting the wall several times before stopping at the pit exit. The red flag was out and the race was eventually stopped by officials. Luckily, C suffered no harm from the mishap. The race ended at the 9th lap with Jackson in first, Battistini in second, C in third, and Peña in fourth. Overall championship standings after round 5 was C with 87, Battistini with 56, while Peña and Jackson tied with 52. In the promotions, it was Lu Meng Chong first, Gabby de la Merced second, while Satrio Hermanto did not finish. De la Merced led the promotions with 54, Tuason second with 50, and Hermanto third with 40.